Optibotimus coming with another video review. And as you can see, today I have something very special for you. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Fans Toys FT-03 Quake Wave. Now, when the folks over at Capture Prey contacted me and offered me the opportunity to pick this figure up early, I absolutely jumped at the chance. There have been a lot of questions about this particular figure, and I really wanted to give you guys the opportunity to get a look at it and get some of those questions answered as best that I possibly can. Now, this is an early sample. This is not a final sample yet, and the word that I get is that it will actually improve. And if that's the case, I'm amazed, because this thing honestly may be the best third-party product that I've ever owned. This thing literally feels like an official released figure, or as close to it as humanly possible. I absolutely love this. Now, for a comparison, it's going to be kind of hard to do because of how big he is. As you can see, here he is. Now, here's my G1 Shockwave, which is not in the best of condition. It's got a very cracked hose, and I don't have the top section. But size-wise, these things are just about identical, and it's so hard for me to kind of show you because of how big they are, but they are roughly the exact same size, and I'll show it off more here in robot mode. But one thing that you're going to notice is that there is a big color difference. This is specifically designed to be cartoon color accurate, whereas this one obviously is not that same color. And then this has very annoying sounds, and the guns light up here. This guy unfortunately does not have any sounds, but it still has some awesome light up features. Overall though, this thing is absolutely amazing looking. It kind of has, I don't want to say a matte finish, because it does have some kind of shine to it, but it does seem to have a little bit of a matte kind of paint job on there, which looks pretty good. This right here, the handle, it's textured, and it kind of looks like it's metal. And honestly, I just discovered that is metal, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. So you got some die cast right there. There's actually a lot of weight to this. This is a very heavy figure, very substantial, and I really like it. You got a lot of the details going throughout there. Obviously you have the chest for Quake Wave here on the bottom coming across here, and then you got the gun, and then you have the section right inside there. Now if you come around here to the bottom, you have a little switch right here. Flip that switch, and that actually lights up. I mean, that is so very cool. Absolutely phenomenal looking feature on there. I mean, that's really very cool. Now, the hose is actually a wire. I don't think it's functional, to be totally honest. It might be, but, well, no, I don't think it is, because it doesn't peg in anything here. So it's just kind of for the looks of it, and because it's actually a wire, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about things like the hoses falling apart, which is really very cool. But this thing looks phenomenal. Now, one other thing that some people might notice is that it doesn't really have a trigger. Now, as part of the transformation, it's kind of hard to actually do, wiggle this down, you can actually kind of give him a trigger. It's a little ugly, but if you need to have your finger on something, you can do that. Now, as you can see, the handle is a little bit smaller. This is pretty much what we got in terms of the size with the original G1 toy, so it works for me. And then, you know, whatever you want to do with this, it's entirely up to you guys. But I mean, I kind of like it actually down, now that I think about it. It just gives you somewhere to put your finger, I guess, and that works. But this thing is so wickedly awesome. Honestly, I really I'm going through my collection in my mind, and I can't think of a third-party figure that I like the feel of more than this. Now, the transformation form is actually really very simple. The most complicated part is this bit up here, and it's only because when you have to put it back on, you're kind of doing it blindly. First, just come around here to the bottom, separate that, rotate that out, just set that off to the side. That was so tough, right, guys? Come around here to the back section, just kind of lift this, get that up like so. Take this section here, rotate this up, that tabs into place right there, just like there. Now, the other difficult part, I suppose, would be extending the legs. It is actually fairly tough, and you do have to really kind of wiggle almost to really get it, but once you do, it comes out, and it feels solid. It feels like it's not going to break when I do that, so it doesn't worry me too much. And then come around here, this little section right here, fold that out. These are going to become his feet, and the feet are actually die cast as well. And then I just use this because it has little nubs. Oh, actually, there we go. to actually rotate these out, but this one here is a little stiff, so just help that along. Pull that out. You can separate these legs, and that's going to separate the back here as well. And then just angle these out, rotate them around right up here at this joint. Do that on both sides. This right here, you want to rotate this down and angle this in. Then it's on two different joints. You see a rotation joint there, and then you got another kind of rotation joint there. Rotate it there, tuck this section down, and then you just line this up. And again, this part's kind of difficult because you gotta line up the tabs, and how tough is that? But there you go. I'm honestly making it look a whole lot more difficult than it really is. Rotate that down, rotate that, flex that down and around, line up the tab right here. There we go. And here you have his legs done. Coming up here to the top, you actually have a waist bit here, which again, it's a little bit tough to pull out, but there we go. Extend that out like so. That's going to give him a waist joint. Then come around here, take these arms and separate them, rotate them down. Then what you want to do here is actually come around here to the side, pull that out, do that on both sides, and then fold this down. Then you can bring out his head and then put these back, put his chest back, and then tab that back down, just so that you can then rotate the arm and bring it down like so. Now we'll get to the hose here thing in a second. I know some people have already kind of complained about the hose. Then this section right here, just slide forward like so, straighten out his head, come around here, open this up, rotate his hand out like so, bring that down, and then just position everything, rotate that down, come around here to the back, rotate that. Then you take this section right here, and then you literally just rotate it around on itself, just like so, and then it slots together nicely right there. Compress it just like so, and then take this and you peg it in here, but here we go. Rotate this down, I'm sorry. And I'm putting this in here because I actually forgot a step. During the transformation, what you need to do is lift this section up like so. Then take this, plug this in, and then that comes down on the top, and then you lift this up and that kind of pegs along his butt. Now through the rest of this video I have that wrong, only because I just now discovered it while I was going through editing the video, but this is the proper configuration and transformation for his back. Now later on you're gonna see me complaining and be like, I don't know what this flap here, I don't know what this thing's for, I don't know why it does that. That's why it does it. So later on when I talk about that, just ignore me, because yeah, that's not really clearly shown in the instructions, and the only instructions I got were digital copies, so I couldn't really study it all that well. But that's the proper way to actually have his back, guys. Here you have Quakewave in his robot mode. Now I guess my biggest complaint, I'll get right to it right off the bat, is that he doesn't come with any accessories. And that's kind of unfortunate for him, but the figure itself is still ridiculously awesome. At a price point of $150, a lot of people would say that this is probably too expensive, but this thing is absolutely masterpiece size and quality. Now, for a size comparison, I'm going to set him right there, and here you have him next to the G1 version of Shockwave, and as you can see, there is a very close similarity in terms of the height. The new Quakewave is a little bit taller, not much, just like maybe half a head, but real good scale when you compare the two. Now, I know a lot of people do really like this darker color, and at some point in time, we may be getting a darker color version of Quakewave, but you never know. I personally really do like the coloring on here, and it definitely gives me more of a cartoon feel, which is where a lot of my kind of tendencies lean towards. And for another size comparison, here you have him next to the recently released Takara MP13 Soundwave. And again, size very close. Quakewave is a little bit taller, but really not much. This guy fits so nicely with Masterpiece figures, it's absolutely incredible. Now for some truly awesome bits on this thing, first what you need to do, you come around here and like I showed off before, you can flip this little switch and you get his gun lighting up. I mean, that is just wickedly awesome. So very cool. But the other bit that's really even more cool, if you ask me, to turn that off, you come around here to the back of the head, and you see the little switch right there. If you flip that switch up, you get this. I mean, wow. That is so wickedly cool. And it's coming across more yellow on here. It's a little bit more of an orangish color. I don't know how well that's coming across, but absolutely phenomenal looking. And then staying zoomed in, you can see all the detail in there. Now his chest doesn't light up, but that is some wicked detail going all the way through there. All the way throughout the body, some amazing detail, some really nice silver thighs right there. Coming down here, like I said, you got die-cast feet, you got die-cast here on the outside. I mean, it's just an absolute wonderful quality figure. Now, some people have complained about the hand, much like you saw with my G1 version. The actual hand was translucent as well, but another nice touch is that at some point in time, I do believe that they're going to be issuing out solid color hands. I don't have all the information on that, unfortunately, but that's something that is also in the works. Now, as far as articulation, the head is kind of on a ball joint. It gets left and it gets right. It gets up and down a little bit, not much, but there is some up and down movement obviously there. Now the right arm will have full rotation here at the shoulder and moves in and out on some very nice ratchet joints. Rotates here at the bicep, and he's got a double joint here at the elbow. Wrists also rotate. The fingers, now these fingers are amazing quality. I was actually kind of nervous about them because they are kind of small, obviously. They're little fingers, but these actually are a whole lot more secure than the finger that we got on Soundwave. So really very impressive, and they're all individually articulated. The all the fingers are articulated at this joint and this joint. The thumb is just one piece, so you can't do too much with that. Obviously, his gun doesn't have much articulation, but you can see where this shoulder would get a little bit more limited with his range of motion because of the hose. I will be honest, I do like the idea of being able to have the hose here on the back. You'll just get a little bit further range of motion, and it's going to be more cartoon accurate, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. He does rotate at the waist. That will pop off if you're not too careful. Get that back on there. I mean, you can see where it is. It just kind of knocked it off right there because, as you can see, it rotates here, but when it gets around the actual hip area, it kind of rubs against the side there, so if you go too far, it'll pop it off. So it's not too bad, and if you don't even want that on there, you can just take that off and take this, you can flip this up, and you can have him be a thinner figure. I mean, you don't even need to have that on there. So it's personal preference, really. If you have his backpack, it definitely gives more of a G1 toy look to have that backpack there, but you don't need to have it on there. You can take it off and really give it a even further cartoon accurate look. The legs here move forward, back, very nice ratchet joints, move in and out, and as you can see, you got the little flaps right here so that you can get outward motion. He does rotate at the upper part of the thigh there. He bends on one joint here, and then he also rotates down at the knee, so you get, it's kind of silly, but you get the joint rotating up there, and then you get the knee rotating, but who cares? It's articulation. The toes move forward and back. He's got little heel spurs right here to give him some good stability, and they also move in and out, so you can get a fairly good wide pose with them. And I mean, I'm just going to take that off. I mean, that just is cool. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. That is wickedly cool. And then you turn the light on. And where's the light? There. Where you at, Switch? There you are. Boom. I mean, that is wickedly cool. So you got a little red light there. You got a little yellow light there. How freaking awesome is that, guys? I mean, it's Shockwave. It's Shockwave. I mean, wow. It's stupid how excited I am for this, because this is something that, Takara, hasn't given us to this point in time. And honestly, when it comes down to it, this is a figure that they should be jealous of. This is without a doubt masterpiece quality, and I would absolutely recommend. I actually kind of like that now that I look at it. It's amazing. Let's see. Yeah, fold that down. We'll go like that. Give them a little bit of some junk in the trunk. But they really should be jealous about how good this figure is. It's absolutely exquisite. The only thing really missing on it would be Decepticon stickers, and that's something that I mean, you got the sections right there, you could put it right there. I mean, that's something that repro labels, I almost guarantee you, will come out within a matter of minutes of them getting their hands on this. This figure is just superb. I can't think of it. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know why this lifts up. This flap right here lifts up. I'm not 100% sure why it does it, but it does. Now, like I said, this is a sample that I got, and they said that the final version will be better. I honestly do not know how. The only thing that I could possibly think of is that this section right here, when you slide this for transformation, you can see the wires in there. They might figure out a way to make this a little bit more secure, because this could actually wiggle free, I'm thinking. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how they can improve the quality on this. The plastic, the build on this thing feels secure and absolutely exquisite. Without a doubt, guys, if you were on the fence about getting this figure, get off the fence and buy this guy. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at how good this figure is. I just keep staring at this, and it's so wickedly cool. Maybe it'll look a little bit better if I did fold that up there. Who knows? I don't know. I'm so I don't know. I keep playing with the back, because the back kind of just looks like it goes and just stops. So maybe adding that on there does help it, I guess, a little bit more. I guess it's personal preference, but seriously, guys, the only way that you can improve upon this, from my point of view, is make it so that the hand is, the wire is on the bottom side, which they are giving to us, and I'm very thrilled about. The clear hand does not bother me at all, because it's very much like the original toy. I mean, I'll be happy to get the original hand, or the replacement hand, just to kind of make him even more close to the animation look. But this really doesn't bother me at all. And the transformation is really fun to do. It's simple. It's not overly complicated like a lot of the new Masterpiece figures are. Well, I mean, the newer ones aren't all that bad, so I shouldn't complain too much about that. But to transform him back, what you want to do, go ahead and lift these arms up. You're going to rotate them around, kind of angle them out like so, just to kind of get them out of the way. Come up here so you can actually see. Come around here to the side again, lifting all the way up. You're going to have that little flap right there. Just open that up like so. Fold this section down, take his head. It rotates down. It doesn't go all the way inside. You can see his ears are kind of in the way there, but it just fits right down there. Close that. All right, there we go. Oops, my bad. Fold that in just like so. Then these are going to swivel inward, much like the original toys kind of did. Rotate that around, tuck those in. Those are going to peg together right like so. Now again, the most difficult part, in my opinion, is really getting this around those actual guns. And I actually did that wrong, where screwed that up. Again, very bad fingernails. Don't bite your fingernails, kids, I should say. There we go, just like so. And then tab that together, just like that. And then this section here actually slides over, and like I said, you can see that there's wires inside there. That might be the biggest problem, I suppose, that they might fix. So this, you want to separate this just like so, and then bring this bit out just like that. And then as you fold it around, line it up. Well, you don't really line it up, just you got the sections here, kind of push that down where it's kind of going along the inside here of that clear bit, and then just rotate this around, fold this around, just like so. This, you can see right down here, you got a little tab, and then you got a little notch right inside here. That's what's gonna line it up. So again, right now, all you're really kind of doing is lining it up so that you're gonna be able to do it like this, and then kind of angle it out just like so, because you can see through there where things are going to hook together. Then with this little target thing at the top, come around here, and it's so hard to see, but you got the little groove section here and on the bottom that are going to slot into the top here and the bottom there. So just kind of push that through, kind of wiggle it, and then close that off just like so. And then you'll get it on there. Like I said, that's the most difficult part if you ask me. So come around here, lift this section up, then you collapse the waist in on itself. I'm going to open these up just to kind of get them out of the way. Then open this, angle this up, take the foot, fold the heel in first, then the toe, then you can bring this down if you want to, just to kind of fill that in. Rotate it around. I should actually show you this part first. Angle that out like so. Rotate that all the way around. Tuck the heel in, tuck the toe in, fold this bit down like so. Rotate around here. Bring these two halves together and just give that a nice squeeze across there. Then again, this part here is a little bit tough to do. You gotta wiggle this to get it to collapse in on itself. And I do apologize, I actually had that wrong. You want to make sure that this section here is what's along the side here. You have, I rotated at the wrong joint. You want to make sure that you rotate it at the upper part of the thigh. And then, that was my finger. I succeeded in pinching myself. That's gonna hurt. Then just wiggle these, like I said, to get them to collapse inward. Fold that section down, so that fold that down, fold this all the way back, angle that up, and then right here, this section here, it's kind of a tough bit to get to. So I'm actually gonna use this. It's actually easier if before you bring these leg halves together, if you actually pull these little sections out first, and then just fold that out like so. Tab that up inside here. And here you have Quakewave back in his gun mode. Honestly, this thing is phenomenal. Simply phenomenal. As a third-party product, you would kind of expect some quality issues, I guess. And maybe feel as if it's a little bit fragile. This thing does not feel fragile at all. Without a doubt, this is definitely a masterpiece quality size and just quality in general figure. And that's really gonna leave a mark. I know a lot of people were really kind of on the fence here because they didn't know what they were getting with this. I mean, Fans Toys is really kind of an untested company, and this is their first product, and it's an absolute home run. I mean, this isn't even a home run. This is a walk-off grand slam home run in Game 7 of the World Series. That's what this is. I absolutely love this, and I absolutely recommend picking it up. Now, the unfortunate nature is that he's really only available through a site like Captured Prey. I don't even think Big Bad Toy Store or TF Store is offering this. So I'm going to put a link down in the video description. You can check out Captured Prey. The first run of these are actually sold out, but you can pre-order the second batch, which I think is due out in March. Guys, get this. This is the best Shockwave toy I honestly think that we've gotten since the G1 toy, which was amazing in itself. Pick it up, without a doubt. Just go. Stop watching the video and go and buy this thing or pre-order it. But that's about it, guys. So until next time, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.